Alright folks, coming back at you here real quick. Headed in for an evening bow hunt and just reminded me to come at you here real quick with a little bit of some safety tips. So I haven't posted, but most of you haven't heard that I was in the hospital this summer, right at the beginning of August, from a tick disease. I'll put the name of it on the screen here. I just can't pronounce it. From what I can tell, the doctors say that it is not one of the more common one like Lyme disease or Rocky Mountain tick fever, but it is one of the more deadly and dangerous ones. So basically I had a fever over the weekend. I had a business trip coming up. I had to cancel that. At the time I thought I had the cold or a flu and just didn't want to get anyone sick, so I canceled that trip and missed a couple days of work, got over the fever, went back to work for a few days, and then the next weekend the fever came back with a vengeance. It was already bad, but it was even worse this time. I missed another day of work and ended up going into urgent care. Urgent care took some blood culture from me and said it could be 9 to 14 days before that comes back. And honestly, the way that I was feeling, I don't think that I would have been back in there, or I wouldn't have lasted another 14 days waiting for the results. Anyway, the next day I started monitoring the fever. It became high and I went to the ER where they admitted me into the hospital for 2 days, pumping me full of fluids and antibiotics. I immediately felt better from this, and really what had happened was this disease starts to attack the blood cells that help fight infections. I'll also put the name of that up there real quick on what my levels were, but anyway, I immediately started to feel better, and after 2 days of this round of serious antibiotics, I got a prescription to take it for another 12 days, but was able to send me home. And then I had to go in for a follow-up appointment 7 days later, where they drew some more blood from me, and when those results came in, they immediately called me back in and said that my levels were still low. And again, I'll put that up there where you can see what levels I was talking about. Ultimately, what I wanted to come to you here real quick is about being conscious about spraying down. We're all out in the woods. We all love the great outdoors. So when you are out there, use the proper off or repel, whatever that you use, with a high amount of DEET in it, because there is Rocky Mountain tick fever. There is a more common one today is the alpha gal, where you're not allowed to eat red meat, and some other, and it could be more than just that, but I love eating red meat. My son had it. Fortunately, when he was younger, he did grow out of it and doesn't suffer from that currently. But my family were really tick conscious, and I was doing some deep woods fishing, spraying all the way down. Didn't get hardly any ticks, but this was a Sunday afternoon after lunch at my mom's house. Went walking through the yard over to the pond, and that's where the tick came from. So just because you're in your yard, don't think that you can't get a tick that is carrying these diseases. Same goes for mosquitoes and those kind of things. It's very important to be conscious, be aware of these insects, because we are out in their domain, in their world, and we're just visitors. So anyway, I thought I'd come at you here real quick with a little bit of safety tips about ticks this season. So stay tuned with us.